What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're going back to Patricia Barber. Yes, indeed, Patricia Barber fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Arthur Ogus, and this is actually Arthur's prioritized request for the month of December for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Arthur. Hope you enjoy the show. Arthur wanted to see me react to this. It is Patricia Barber with a tune called Witchcraft. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, this sounds familiar, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Ladisca3, and we'll go with that. And the video has 163,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? 'Cause here we go. All right, here we go. Patricia Barber, Witchcraft. Short, sweet, to the point. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
looks like we got transition from piano lead to, it sounds like guitar's going to be taking a solo here. The last time I did a reaction to Patricia Barber, this is my second reaction to her. My first reaction to her, she performed a song called Scream. And it involved vocals with her singing the lead. So I'm keeping that in mind when I make the statements that I'm going to make. And I'm going to make them. I am absolutely going to say what I'm going to say. And listen, if it triggers you, I'm sorry. I'm just going to apologize in advance now. I'm sorry if you get triggered by what I'm going to say. But this is how I personally feel. And this is what I am observing as it stands right now. First of all, the pacing on this song, much nicer. Much nicer. Much more engaging. Much more entertaining. Much more, a lot more life to this song than there was in Scream. That's for starters. Secondly, the fact that she's not singing on this one, what a difference in her playing. What a difference in her playing. Man, her playing on this, she is cooking. She is absolutely cooking with her piano playing. Some great rhythmic play. Great rhythmic subdivision and meter placement of notes. Notational selection. I mean, I'm just going to say it, folks, her piano playing in this piece it's not just better, folks. It's superior to what we heard in Scream. I think she was putting way too much thought and effort into her vocal ability. And as a result, her playing, by comparison to this, suffered. Now, her playing on Scream, was it bad? No, it wasn't bad. It was good. It was really good. I dug what she was playing, but I'm digging this way more. And I don't just mean a little bit. I mean, it is significantly different. Significantly better. The pacing, the tempo, the drive on the song, much nicer, much easier to groove to. Bassist and drummer got that really nice swing feel going. Really laying back in the pocket. Sitting back so hard that she is the piano player with her solo. Yes, she's doing the swing feel too, absolutely. But she doesn't have to stay as laid back as the bassist and the drummer do. They've got that covered. They've got that laid back feel covered. So she can, for the sake of her playing, she can get on top of the beat a little bit, to give it that little push at times before she pulls it back again. And she's having fun with that. I'm digging this. I am digging this. I can't wait to hear what the guitar player's going to do. I have a feeling it's going to continue to cook. So let's get into it, shall we? Ba, 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 da. Yeah. Really nice. I thought they were wrapping it up. Everybody hit those sustained nails. Boing, boing, and then right back into it again. I was getting ready to say, oh, it's a nice job. No, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Nice false lead there. That was good. Nice subdued dynamics. She's soloing. She's been soloing for like the last minute ever since the guitar player ended. But she's been keeping it real down low on the dynamics, just kind of letting it simmer. I like that. It's a nice contrast to what we heard from her before at the beginning of the song, where she was, I wouldn't say she was hammering the keys, but I mean, she was definitely playing with a little more attitude. She was definitely playing with a little more emphasis, a little louder in the dynamic spectrum, but now she's really pulling it down, bringing it down, not playing on top on this second half of her solo. Definitely focusing more on staying in the pocket with what she's playing, which is nice. Bassist and drummer still laying it down like that. I got zero complaints about this. I'm digging everything I'm hearing. It looks like we're gonna be wrapping it up here pretty soon. So let's finish this out and we'll get to the review. Very nicely done. The old bump, 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 bump. Ending. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to flat out say it. I enjoyed this more than Scream. Sorry. You know, I'm sorry, folks, but I absolutely dug this more than I dug Scream. I had way more fun, and I got way more enjoyment out of listening to this than I did Scream. I know that's a hot take. I know right now Patricia Barber fans are up in arms. They're probably looking for something to throw at me, and that's fine. You know, that's totally fine. But, yeah, personally, I absolutely dug this way more than I dug Scream. Now, that's how I personally feel. That's just how I personally, subjectively feel. Objectively, what do I think about this performance? Might be a little bit of a different story. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Patricia Barber with Witchcraft. This was a request from Arthur Ogus, and this was actually Arthur's prioritized request for the month of December for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Arthur. Hope you enjoyed the show. Okay. I think I made it pretty clear. I think I make it pretty obvious during the course of the reaction, and especially when the song was over, how I personally felt about this song. Comparatively to my first reaction to Patricia Barber with the song Scream, hands down, I enjoyed this song way more. I mean, I personally really dug listening to this way more than I enjoyed Scream. Listen, I enjoyed Scream. Okay, I did. It was a nice song. I think it was well done. I do think she did a fine job with her vocal delivery, absolutely. But if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember if I said this in my last reaction. I think I did, but I might not have said it. It might have just been, a slip on my mind. I did feel like she was putting a lot of attention on her vocal delivery, and I wondered. I wasn't sure, but I kind of wondered if, because she was putting so much focus on her vocal delivery, I wondered if her piano playing delivery may have suffered slightly from it. I wondered if she was putting so much thought and so much concentration on her vocal delivery that maybe we didn't see what she could really do on the piano. Don't get me wrong, she did a fine job on the piano on Scream. She sounded fine, but I felt like I felt like we hadn't seen everything. I felt like we didn't really see what she was capable of when it came to her playing, because she was putting so much thought and effort and concentration into her vocal delivery. Well, I think I had my question answered with this one. Man, I dug her playing on this one. Woo, she was cooking, boy. Right from the beginning. I mean, right when the song kicked off. First of all, I love the fact that we had a little more of an upbeat tempo. I thought that was a big deal as far as my personal enjoyment goes. I definitely dug this song with a little more upbeat tempo, a little more drive, a little more life behind it than I enjoyed Scream. Okay, that's for starters. Nice laid back swing feel, but still having the kick in the butt to move it forward. And that was coming from the bass and the drums. Let's be honest here. They laid it down. They absolutely laid it down with absolutely no remorse. And I absolutely dug that. The great usage of pickup notes from the bass. Especially when they would go into the downbeat of one of the next measure. Boom, 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 ba-doom, boom, 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 ba-doom, boom, ba-doom, boom, 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 ba-doom, boom, boom. Just having those pickup notes, and not with any type of a dependable pattern, other than you would hear them usually on the and of 4. Okay, now, not every measure had it though. There were a number of times where he would go for 2, 3, sometimes 4 measures without hitting a pickup note once. But then when he would, you could depend that there would be at least a pickup note on the end of 4. Now, sometimes he would put a pickup on the end of 2. Sometimes he would pick up on, the end of 1 and on the end of 3. Every once in a while he would mix things up. But you could always depend that there would be, within a 4 measure span, you would get at least 1 pickup note on the end of 4 to help show where the downbeat of 1 is and to give 1 that little extra kick. That was nice. Really nice. Great job on the drummer. It sounded to me, I couldn't see the drummer. It sounded to me like he was using brushes. I like that. With a little more laid back feel with this, but still with that nice little up tempo drive, but with that laid back feel, utilizing those brushes. Like it, absolutely. No, I absolutely enjoyed listening to this song way more than I enjoyed listening to Scream. And that's not to take anything away from her vocal ability. No, I'm not attacking her vocal ability. All I'm saying is because she didn't sing on this one, it sounded to me like she was able to focus just a little bit more on her piano playing and make that the emphasis so we could really kind of see what she can do. And as we saw, she can do quite a bit. Now that's how I personally feel. Okay, that's just how I personally feel. I dug the song. Yes. I enjoyed the song. Yes. More than I enjoyed Scream. Yes. Absolutely. Now looking at the song objectively, taking personal feelings out of it, what I think of this song. Well, not that much of a difference, actually. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.8. Yep, 8.8. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.8. What does that mean? Well, an 8.8 would translate to a great skill rating because overall, I think this was a great song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and an A letter grade. Yes, an A letter grade. So there you go, an 8.8, great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Haha, so glad you asked. I already mentioned a number of reasons why I think this deserves a great rating. To add on to it, let's just keep piling on here, shall we? Great usage of dynamics throughout the entire song. Both from a soloing standpoint and from an ensemble standpoint. Dynamics were very well demonstrated. When it came to the solo work, both from the piano and from the guitar, when it was time to solo, they brought it up a little bit, just enough to keep the solo going. But oddly enough, when we got to the second solo for the piano, she kept it down. She didn't bring it back up like she did in the first solo that she did, or like the guitar player did during his solo. She kept it down where she was during the guitar solo. So when the guitar solo ended, she didn't bring it up. She stayed down low. She let it simmer. That was an interesting approach. I like that. For this style of song, it was a nice change. It was a nice switch up. It was a nice little swerve. I didn't see it coming. I was ready for her to bring it up. So that was a nice change up. Speaking of that guitar solo, really nice job on his part. When it came to his solo work, some really nice subdivision work and rhythmic play. A lot of nice uses of sustain as well, but not too long. It's not like he would hold a note, for an entire, 2-measure span. I think the longest he ever held a single note was for about 5 beats. But there was still some really nice sustained selection, not overusing it, just enough to add some nice flavor to his solo. Some really nice vibrato work as well. I like the fact that he was playing on an acoustic with, number one, not just playing on acoustic, but number two, nylon strings. Great selection. If he had gone, okay, first of all, if he had gone with an electric guitar, I think it would have been way too much. And honestly, if he had gone with an acoustic guitar with steel strings, I think that also would have been a little too much. I think it still would have been a little too piercing, a little too resonating. Though that the muted tone that you get from those nylon strings really fit the mood and the direction of this song. So I got absolutely no problem with it whatsoever. I applaud the selection. Getting back to her playing when it came to the solo, coming out of that second solo, what really kind of made me chuckle and what really kind of tipped the scale into the 8.8 for me, because honestly I was thinking about an 8.6, 8.7 for this, but what really pushed it up in that 8.8, that false ending, hitting those sustained chords, boom, boom, and then boom, back into the main riff that we had at the beginning of the song. Very recognizable. But having that false ending, that sustained, sustain. Oh, we're wrapping it up. No, we're not. Very nice job on her part. No, listen, this was entertaining as hell. This absolutely was. I would listen to this again without hesitation. I would absolutely listen to this again. This was a fun listen, without question. And a lot of great things happening within the song, too. Great solo work, great rhythm section holding it down. The feel and the drive and the life in the song. I just think it was a better job overall than Scream was. I know Scream had the vocals. I understand that. And that's the one thing this song was lacking, was a vocal performance. But and again, this is going to be a hot take, and Patricia Barber fans are going to be really upset with me when I say this. Her vocals on this song were not missed. I'm sorry, but I didn't miss them one bit. I have nothing against her vocal work. I think she's a fine vocalist. Absolutely. I think she's got a nice voice, and on other songs, her voice is absolutely appropriate. For this song, no. This song did not need her vocals. The instrumentation took care of the song completely on their own. What was played, how it was played, it did the job. It did the deed, and it didn't need anything else. So yeah, 8.8, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.8, which is a great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I've spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.